Subscribe now and press the bell icon. Never miss an update.
Hello everyone, a very good afternoon and welcome to KYE Interactive. You all know me, I've been here and I come here and take interviews of entrepreneurs and I love it. My name is Deepa. You know, it's so amazing because this digital platform gives me a chance to come here and listen to some fabulous stories, some very inspirational stories, some very motivational stories. And I can't wait for everybody here, who is here and who's tuned in to listen to that as well. So today, I will be speaking with Deepa Kaur. She has an impressive 16 plus years of experience in the learning and development space. She started her journey in the aviation industry. She's worked with some brands such as Singapore Airlines. She is on a mission to help people live to their fullest potential by maximizing the elements of individual personalities and skill sets. She's the founder of Burgeon Skills. Burgeon is a French word which means basically to proliferate or to expand, to grow. Thus, with that, she wants to help people improvise and get better every day through means of learning and sharing. She has coached so many people from so many different walks of life and she's trained over 15,000 plus participants. She has so much to share and, we can't wait to find out from her. So hi Deepa and welcome to the KYE platform. How are you doing today?
Thank you so much for the lovely introduction. I am doing absolutely great. Happy to be here. Thank you
so much. And I do want to tell our viewers that, during the course of the interview, I will be asking a question about Deepa's entrepreneurial journey. So please stay tuned. And the first top 3 comments will get some fabulous giveaways. So, do stay tuned. So, Deepa, first and foremost, please tell us your motivation in becoming an entrepreneur.
Great. My motivation to become an entrepreneur. So one, I would say that I was very blessed to have good mentors in the early career. And I remember my first flight that I took off as cabin crew. I had my senior who was a crew for 20 years. Wow. And that's when she said, Deepa, before the brain drain happens, just exit. Don't stick for this profession for too long. You will have ideas, you will have things to do. Use your skill sets and move on. And that's exactly what happened when I flew for 7 years. There was this tipping point that I reached as like, that SMS that came from the salary, that so much of amount has been credited in your amount. It kind of hit me very hard. So I remember I had come from a long flight. I was unpacking my bag and in Singapore Airlines, our salary used to get credited on 21st of every month. Okay. And I remember it was 4 p.m. in Singapore. I was unpacking my bag. I picked my phone as like SMS. So many SGD has been credited in your account. And that amount, Deepa, it hit me.
Right.
That ये मुझे कह रहा है कि तुम इससे ज़्यादा कमा नहीं सकते. You're limited to this.
Right.
And that was my calling. That was precisely somewhere on July 21st is when I had that SMS. August 21st, I remember putting in my papers immediately in a month, and September 21st, I exited from Singapore.
Wow. So it happened back to back.
Yeah, it's like if it hit you, it hit me hard, and I wanted to take an action.
Correct. And
a lot of us, yes, and a lot of us, we wait for that moment, yaar, tab mauka tha, kar liya hota, ab kya kare?
Right.
And that timing, I think everything happens intentionally. That timing, that point in time that where I was in my life, I had no financial liability. I had no liabilities. I was financially strong. And I was like, I have nothing to risk.
Right.
If I don't take the plunge now, then when will I do?
Right.
So my motivation, if you go to see, yes, I always wanted to be on my own. So that fueled it further. Now, whether it was opening up a coffee shop, opening up a boutique or starting up my own business from the scratch, I didn't mind doing the hard work. But I wanted to have my own identity. That was my bigger motivation. That what is it that I have created? in this life.
That is so awesome because, like you said, you thought about it. You didn't say like, karu na karu. You just went for it. And, not many people have the courage basically to leave all that and to kind of start afresh. But like you said, you always knew you wanted to do it.
I would again say, I like the word that you said, courage, but it's the clarity that people at times don't have. When I had taken that vow when I wore the uniform of the organizations that I used to work for, that the day I feel that I'm pushing myself to go to work, I will quit.
Correct. And that
the day I have to force myself, that means I'm not doing the justice. And that moment came that time when I was tired. It's like, मैं क्या कर रही हूँ? मन नहीं है आज flight पे जाने का. And just then I started listening to what universe had to tell me and what is happening in my life. What is life telling me at this moment? So I guess I was lucky enough and I was privileged enough, I would say that.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's such a wonderful story that you've just shared with us. But I do want to ask you, I love the word version. How did you come up with this Burgeon Skills? Like the meaning obviously is amazing, proliferate, grow, expand. But how did this particular word, come about? It's a French word. So how did it come about?
So honestly, I was struggling and I brainstormed with one of my friends who was already into, a couple of startups. And I just approached him that, hey, I'm coming up with my own company. Suggest me a name. Whatever name you give me, I'm going to start with that. Because, see, you always have to look for people who are 2 levels above you.
Yeah.
In a way.
Yes.
They help me reach. I was like, where I will sit and do research कि मेरी organization का, मेरे firm का क्या नाम होना चाहिए. I will ask someone who's already a founder of 2-3 firms.
Okay.
So my friend ended up saying that had I had my IT company, I would have always wanted to name it Burgeon Skills. Like, Burgeon means to grow, proliferate. Deepa, that's the name that you should go. I was like, great, that's the name it is. So honestly, it was not my brainstorming. I kind of took it from my friend come godfather.
Okay.
Naam de do bhai, maine firm kholna hai. So I got it as a gift, I say.
Okay, amazing. Lovely name indeed. So,
Thank
what
you.
are the
Most of the people don't get it, Trupta. When I said this name to my mother that, Mom, my organization name is Burgeon Skills. She's like, yeah, Burgeon Skills? So Burgeon and Virgin, kind of. So, and I was like, no. And a lot of people say Burgeon.
Yeah, the pronunciation. I think you write in like parentheses what's the correct pronunciation of the word.
Yeah.
So people are messed up. But
yes, it's a nice name, but sometimes I do have my little bit of embarrassing moment that no, it's not Virgin, it's Burgeon.
Things are completely different, not at all connected.
Right.
So, what are the factors that give you a feeling of accomplishment, or like satisfaction?
Wow. Okay. So, factors that give me satisfaction of accomplishment, quite on and off aate rehte hain, the moment. So, I used to not feel accomplished when I saw, the other firms in the same industry, kind of doing, you go to their website and you see that, they have serviced 150 clients. And when I look at Burgeon Skills, okay, I had serviced only 10 to 15 clients. But then one of my coaches helped me to understand this difference. And that's when I understood what the sense of accomplishment is. He's like, either you do, so I'm into corporate learning and development, right? So it's like, either you approach one corporate, you do a 1-hour program, they also become your client, or you work with 5 clients. But you're working with them for 5 years and you're taking care of each and every L&D need of theirs. What is it that you want? And first time I was able to see the difference that I may have few clients. I may have 25, 30 clients. However, I've been working with them for last 7-8 years consistently. So that is one sense of accomplishment that yes, I get repetition of work. And the second sense of accomplishment is when I realized is during the lockdown. I was amazed by the way from a classroom training, how we shifted to the virtual mode. Not only the participants, but even as a facilitator, as a trainer, we had to equip ourselves that, okay, virtual is the way to go.
Right.
Third thing that happened was all the participants, there were certain organizations that shut down completely the moment lockdown hit, right?
Yeah.
And we've been working with them for so long. Participants connected with me. They used to send me WhatsApp. It's like, Deepa, we need motivation right now. हम कितना भी book पढ़ लें, कितना भी कुछ भी कर लें, but can you come every day just for 20 minutes on any of your social media channels, we want to just listen to some positive thoughts.
Wow.
And there was so much that people were going through. You know, अब जाके realize होता है कि जो लोग office जाते हैं वो necessarily do not go to earn money, but somewhere that is where their peace of mind is. तो ये हमारी सबसे बड़ी गलतफहमी है जो हमें लगता है कि peace is where my house is, but a lot of people get out of the house so that they have their peace of mind.
Yes, absolutely correct.
And a lot of women, you know, reached out to me about being raped, about being sexually harassed by uncles, living in joint family, how going to work was that peace of mind for 12 hours for them.
Yeah.
And now that they are in lockdown, how much torture it is for them.
Absolutely.
I saw a completely different side of my industry, of how people feel safe to come and talk to you. How, you know, when you're asking them to be self-motivated, when you ask them to be self-determined, set goals, associate with people, how it is hitting them right now. So when I see their comments now that, you know, things have opened up, some of them have got placed and they're still in touch, I guess that's that relationship that makes me feel I've accomplished something. So as a facilitator or as a motivational speaker or a trainer, Trupta, it's like even if I meet my participants somewhere in supermarket, let's say, I'll be more than happy if they walk up to me and say, hey, Deepa, you remember you did this training program? I won that relationship.
Okay.
That is what satisfies me. That is what makes me feel I've accomplished something.
You know, it's so true you said that, you know, we would just like complain about the lockdown, but actually what used to happen behind closed doors, such miserable, you know, stories of
goosebumps for the time when I read messages from women participants. It wasn't about, trust me, yes, it was about money, it was about getting sick. But this was something I never saw.
Right. You don't want to wish it on anybody. It's just very, very bad.
Yeah.
So, you know, when you started on this journey or even like before the entrepreneurial journey, what were some of the barriers or obstacles, you know, before getting on the journey and then thereafter, you know, what were some of them? How did you get past them?
Wow. So so this is my mantra, right? When we talk about confidence, I always talk about start from self.
Right.
Okay, self-confidence, then outer confidence. Okay, self-esteem पहले, फिर दूसरों का self-care पहले, फिर दूसरों का किट बाद में. So when आप difficulty की बात कर रहे हो, forget about what the environment, what my market and competition difficulty is going to be. I had to face a lot of the internal belief system. So I was the first one in my family to enter business.
Okay.
Everybody is into bank or teaching profession.
Achha.
And when I started off, they're like, Deepa, ये करने की सोच रही है, हाँ ठीक है, पता नहीं कर लेगी शायद. So everybody used to have that, you know, just
mixed attitude. Yeah.
हाँ ठीक है, wish you all the best. And I was like, wow, I'm getting so much of support. I have my family supporting me, and there was this change in belief that I had to work on. That I come from a service industry. Oh my God, how can I have an idea of my own and be creative? Because I used to believe I'm an extremely resourceful person. I'm a good executor. You tell me and I will do the task. And that's a typical job mindset. Right. Tell me and I will do the task. I'm a resourceful person.
Right.
Being from that I am an idea person. I do create ideas. I have not made my first sale yet. I am one-man army yet. So today I started off as a single person, one-man job, one-woman job in 2015. Today, I have 4 internal team members and I have 24 trainers empaneled with me. We converted around more than 7 to 8 organizations during lockdown.
Wow.
So difficulty is the belief system, the internal makeup. So I made those paradigm shifts internally. And once when you are so focused, you are so clear, I guess, then outer things, they just happen. So everything is created twice. Your accomplishments are first created mentally. If you accomplish that, वो physical format में हो ही जाएगी.
Absolutely.
And my belief system.
Absolutely. No, and that's a big shift, right? Because then you constantly start, second guessing yourself. But the point is to, you know what you want to do and you just, work towards it, and everything else will just follow at a certain.
Correct.
Wow,
Right.
That's awesome. Hats off to you for that. So, here I'm going to ask our viewers before I ask Deepa the next question. On what date would she get her salary of each month before she decided to, kind of make the switch what was the date on which you used to get a salary? And the second question is the word version. What is the origin of the word? So these two questions, you have to write the answers in the comments, and the top three will get something, some fantastic giveaways. So, okay, coming to my next question, Deepa, what is your most satisfying moment in business?
What has been most satisfying moment? Okay, so when I started off, I read a lot of books, okay, and since I do not belong from a business background, I used to read a lot of books based on business. And one such book was, I remember the title, I don't remember the author, was Rokda. 100 ways or ways in which Marwadis do the business.
Achha, okay.
And there was one statement that really hit me hard, that never quit your business before 1,000 days. And I was like, why like that? And that was initially, it was just 6 months into my, opening up of the firm. You feel that, okay, ek saal try karte hain. So whenever anyone starts up something, okay, you start a study, you start a course, you start a new job, you start a new business, you have an idea. We want instant, we all feel that life is like 2-minute Maggie, abhi hona chahiye, abhi kya, abhi chahiye result. And that was a little bit of no doubt, you have that belief and everything, but kahin na kahin, we don't have that patience.
Yeah.
We don't have that, I want instantly gratify. Aaj call kiya, sale ho jani chahiye shaam tak. Arey, develop kyun nahi hua? Why haven't hit 10 lakhs, or why haven't had 50 lakhs or 1 CR of billing? Why have I not? And somewhere in between, I was like, will I be successful yet? Will I be not be successful yet? But then when I had a clarity, is you really take 3 years to understand the whole system of how things work. So if I relate that to an aviation industry, it's like, passengers are getting on board, the doors of the aircraft are getting shut, ab pushback ho raha hai, ab ye runway pe jayegi, ab ye takeoff mode pe hogi, and when it is actually in the in-flight mode, that's the time where your business reaches a time period of 3 years.
Wow, that's a good analogy.
So it helped me to develop that patience, that it's just trial and error up till now. You will hit your tipping point, you will reach your, in the sky mode, probably. Do not give anything up before 1,000 days, which is typically 3 years time period. So that would be my one advice to anybody who starts up, right? That do not quit before 3 years. Hang in there, have that kind of finances, have that kind of planning, have that kind of backup, that if you start up something, your ability to be there and sustain it for 3 years, rest everything else will fall in place.
Absolutely. And I really like what you said, don't expect instant gratification. Wo satisfying moment aayega, but you just have to work towards it and kind of have patience and keep at it. And the analogy which you gave, you related with your aviation industry experience. That was very nice indeed.
Yes.
Wow.
So that's where I feel the part of satisfaction, that what I'm doing is not a job, it is a career, and career grows.
Yes.
So
absolutely, 100%. So, do you believe, Deepa, that there is some sort of a pattern or a formula to becoming a successful entrepreneur? And if yes, what would that be?
I guess there's a formula and a pattern, not only for the entrepreneur, for anyone. Yes, entrepreneur, is there a pattern or a formula for a student? Yes. Is there a pattern or a formula to be successful as a parent? Yes. And I believe it boils down to your habits.
Okay, yeah.
I may have a very good idea. I may have a very good finance and backup. However, if I am not backed up with good set of habits, now whether that is emotionally getting angry or not being able to control myself, or a lifestyle habit which I'm not able to sustain, somewhere or the other it will bring me down.
Yeah.
So the only thing where the iron gets rusted is when it doesn't utilizes or doesn't hones its own talent. Yeah. So bhale main mere paas kitne bhi talent or skill ho, but if I'm not going to work on my habits, if I have a habit of get up late, to procrastinate things, then no matter good I am, I'm going to have a downfall. So I believe whether it's an entrepreneur or anything, is there a pattern? Yes. And that pattern is how consistently do you practice your good habits. Habits which help you to take you from point A to point Z.
Right. and like only you can be consistent. I mean, nobody can do it for you. You just have to be like, okay, somebody's telling me, but आगे मुझे ही करना है. Like, you know, A to Z तक मुझे ही जाना है. Nobody can like take me and make me do it. So, you know, like you said, consistency is the key. So
consistency is the key. Yes.
So finally, you know, would you like to share some words of wisdom or advice to upcoming entrepreneurs from any fields? Because, you know, they may have an idea brewing, but sometimes, you know, they're a bit confused. Kaise kare? Like, you know, you knew that 21st, that's it. That one message, basically SMS, changed your life, right? And you said, this is it. So how can somebody know, like, what should they do? You already mentioned earlier on, you know, like 1,000 days you have to keep at it for 6 years. But is there anything more that you would like to add or give a message?
Sure. So what I would like to add here for everyone is seek advice from right people.
Okay.
If I have an idea and I go to my father and I ask, he'll be like, ye sab chodo, ye karo, ye ban jao. This has happened to me, right? So when I started up with my firm, I was entering into my motherhood. And when I went, I asked my mother, I was like, you know, I'm kind of in a fix, whether to give attention to something that I've started up or family. And of course, I'm asking a mother now, no doubt she's been a teacher for 32 years, everything said and done. I went to a mother and she asked me to choose motherhood. I was not happy with that answer. I did not buy that answer. I was like, well, thank you. I went and I spoke to people. I spoke to women who were in, you know, in a space, in a business like me, who already had children.
Okay.
It's like, hey, you know what? This is what I intend to do. How did you manage? They're like, oh, Deepa, you know what? You need to do this. You need to do that. And everything will be good. So seek advice from right people. They may hold good intention for you. Right, but they may not be able to advise you correctly. और यही होता है. I went to my mom. She's like, ये नहीं कर सकती, काम कर, B.Ed बन के teacher बन जा. Vacation साथ में बच्चों के साथ spend हो जाएगी. Timing is also perfect. You will be around whenever the kids are there. And it's like, from where, you know, L&D training, you're bringing me here. I mean, it's a beautiful profession, but that's not what I want.
Yeah.
Right. So at that moment, I did not get angry or anything. It's like, well, thank you. But I went for advices on parenting to her.
Yes. Correct.
But not about entrepreneurship or not about how does a new age individual, I mean, I say individual, it is gender neutral, try to strike a balance in the new kind of families that we are seeing today.
Right.
So my advice number one is please seek advice from people who will add value, can understand you completely, even though they hold good intentions and wishes for you is not enough.
Right. And that, like you said, you know, you can seek advice and ask people, but in the end, you know, man mein aapko kya karna hai. So then you basically, you listen to people and follow the advice. Follow, you know, it's basically up to you. Like, follow bhi karo advice, but at the same time, you know that people will always have good intentions for you. So,
right.
Absolutely.
Seek advice from people who have already kind of there, they understand what it takes and they'll be able to give you inputs on how to prepare yourself.
Correct. Absolutely, Deepa.
That is because this is where I see a lot of people getting completely fixed and jumbled up. लेकिन मैंने फिर उसकी ये एडवाइस सुन ली और मैं ये रास्ते चले गया या मैं ये रास्ते चले गई, जाना उनको कहीं और था, बट किसी की एडवाइस से they just took the other turn, but the actual turn they had to take was left.
Right. So don't get over influenced also.
Yes.
Yeah. So, Deepa, thank you so much. It was such a pleasure speaking with you on the KYE digital platform. And we want to wish Burgeon Skills all the very best for the future. And it was really fun speaking with you. Thank you so much. And for the viewers, I want to tell them, please answer the questions. And the top 3 answers, will get something fabulous from KYE. So, thank you so much, Deepa. It was a pleasure speaking with you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to share my story. I hope it inspires someone, it motivates someone, and I am able to add value.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Take care.